Pixel Gun 3D have just released an article about the upcoming updates for the game, including information about a complete rework for the tournaments mode, a brand new field of view slider in settings, and even the specs and requirements for Pixel Gun 3D PC. How is everybody doing? My name is Pixel Echo. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We have so much incredible information to go through in today's video. The good news is Pixel Gun 3D PC Edition on Steam is only weeks away. We're that close that Steam has now requested the minimum requirements from Pixel Gun 3D, and we have them in this video. Not only that though, tournaments is finally being reworked after all of these years. We are getting mad scientist events. Old weapons, very old weapons in Pixel Gun 3D are being redesigned. FOV sliders, battle royale changes, and so much more. Let's get into this. Starting with the announcement about tournaments. They've called this the Total Tournament Rework. They said, we blended your feedback with our ideas about the tournaments and created one heck of a mix. We just need a tiny bit more time to polish everything. So you won't be seeing the new incarnation of tournaments at the date of the update. I'm guessing that means the new update. The English is a little bit broken, but it's going to happen very, very soon. From now on, every tournament is a serious challenge where everyone would have a chance to prove themselves and other players what pixel you are made of. The competition will last as long as the Pixel Pass. At the end of the tournament, only the best of the best will be named on the leaderboards, with a reward commensurate with that status. Of course, by the way, there are two different leaderboards, local and global. Double the fun, double the rewards. Conquering leaderboards is the ultimate, but not the only way to show what you are capable of. With each victory, you become stronger and pump up your rank as you gain a new rank. You will face even more skillful opponents and therefore more intense matches. The ranking system is not only a matter of prestige, but also a matter of profit. You get an individual reward for each promotion. We would like to point out that these changes are only the first steps in the total redesign of tournaments. We have a lot of other changes and innovations planned, which you can follow in the patch notes. And remember that your comments help us improve, so don't hesitate to share your impressions. Together, we are a Citus, Alitis, Pixelitis. I'm incredibly excited for the future of tournaments in Pixel Gun 3D. Unfortunately, we won't be getting it in the upcoming updates, and I imagine this will be released alongside the PC version. Probably the reason why they've delayed it. Now, with that being said, I'm so happy with the approach they are taking, because tournaments right now, they last a couple of days, right? And that's literally all it lasts. It's just boring. It just doesn't feel as rewarding anymore. But they're going to be changing it where tournaments last as long as the Pixel Pass, which is usually like 28, 29, 30, 31 days. So you have a whole entire month to grind. If you want to grind in 1 week, you can do it. If you want to grind at the last couple of days, you could do it. But there is going to be two types of leaderboards. Obviously, the serious grinders who play this every single day, they're going to be rewarded. Imagine gems, specific currencies. We do have like the tournament keys and weapons inside of there. I really hope they keep some of these weapons exclusive to tournaments. They're some of the rarest weapons in game. But anyway, good news. Tournaments is being reworked. I really do hope that they rework the whole gun situation in tournaments, because there is selected snipers and melees that are just incredibly OP. That being said, if you guys do have any feedback for the developers about tournaments, just leave it down below in the comments section. The Scientific Madness event. Some items can't be obtained by a rational approach. To get them, you'll need chaos. Take a look at these scientific prototypes: electric shotgun high voltage propagator and harmonic synthesizer, a special weapon with unpredictable effects. Participate in the event's promotions, East Chemist passes, and test the new guns in the field. Remember in yesterday's video when I showed you this skin and it was like the mad scientist and we were talking about 2 weapons, which I think the high voltage propagator is this one, which I think is a shotgun. Another shotgun in the economy of Pixel Gun 3D. Oh boy, there's like 4, well, will be 4 circulating the community that'll be causing chaos. And then the synthesizer, I actually don't know which one that is. It's a special weapon, but there will be a new event starting soon in the next updates. New old guns. In PG 3D, the guns are made of pixels, but they still require maintenance. Some of them become worn out after years of faithful and loyal service. For example, weapons like the Pet Dragon AK-48, or the very first gun in the game, the Pixel Gun. We made a list of vintage weaponry and started the restoration work, changing textures and icons, finalizing the balance, and adding new animations and effects. It's unlikely to make OGs change from fake pistol to Hitman pistol, but new players will start their PG 3D journey with nice and shiny guns. That means some of the OG weapons in Pixel Gun 3D that have been in the game for like 10 plus years now are going to be gone and redesigned. I have very mixed feelings about this, and what I would request from the developers is that we still have the OG skins that you can change it to. Pixel Gun have a habit of like redesigning old weapons, but you don't recognize it. And this is a piece of Pixel Gun 3D history. So in the next update, you're not going to recognize the Pet Dragon. It's going to be completely reworked and redesigned. The AK-48's been in there for a very long time. It's not going to be recognizable. The original vintage weapons like the Pixel Gun, they are all being completely changed. Now, I do agree they do need to be redesigned and reworked because, again, Pixel Gun has changed. There are a lot of kids who play Pixel Gun 3D today that probably never played many, many years ago. And obviously, their first impressions of these new weapons aren't exactly going to be positive because they are incredibly outdated. So I have very mixed feelings about this. I'd love to know your opinions in the comments. FOV changing setting. We received the most positive feedback regarding the FOV during the classic enhanced brawls. Now you can adjust field of view the way you see it. Check it out in settings and enjoy. Shout out to everyone who did play the brawl, and shout out to everyone who did give feedback to the developers and say that they really enjoyed the FOV. Now, field of view is like if you're looking at a frame this much, you can only see this much of the map. When you slide it, you can see this much of the map. So you can go from seeing maybe one corridor in a map to like this. It's awesome. This is what most FPS games have, and honestly can be the difference between getting a kill or being killed. I like this. It's coming. It'll be available in settings. I will make a video on it. Battle Royale improvements. You've already read about improvements in Battle Royale in previous patch notes, but we are not stopping here. The mode has room for improvement. Soon, we will add new interactive elements to the map. How about a new zip plane? Besides, you won't have to wait for the start of the match in the lobby. You'll be able to walk around the map instead. It's much more fun that way. Right now, we are testing the new elements, so there is a good chance that some improvements will arrive just after the update. I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Battle Royale in Pixel Gun 3D has needed to be updated for a very long time. And it's finally going to be happening. A new zip plane. Do they mean like a zip line rather than a zip plane? Is it actually a plane? That's going to be interesting to see. Is it going to be in small islands or just in the main island? I think they actually need to completely rework main island and shrink it a bit because nobody's playing it. But it's nice to see that when you join Battle Royale, you'll be able to walk around and do some exploring before the game starts. Kind of somewhat in a Fortnite style. You know, when you're on the island and you're walking around doing emotes and just saying hi to people? Kind of like that. Rather than sitting in a list and just watching a timer go up and down because people back out all the time. So there's some good changes. Might not see it in this upcoming update, but it's coming soon. PC Edition. The hype you are making on social media about PC Edition is beyond words. Thank you so much for your sincere and vocal support. Very soon, you will be bombarded with the news about release. But for now, let's summarize what we know so far. Testing is in full swing right now. Our team is checking how all elements and mechanics of the game work, improving the interface to make it as user-friendly and responsive as possible, and tracking the latest bugs. In the PC edition, you choose the way you want to play. FPS adapts will probably prefer the old keyboard and mouse combo. Connoisseurs of comfortable gameplay will be able to show off their skills with the gamepad. And for the most restless pixel gunners, we have adapted the game for Steam Deck. The choice is yours. Finally, the system requirements. We tried to make PG 3D PC run even on a calculator. But just in case, make sure that your PC or laptop meets or exceeds these specifications. So these are the minimum and the recommended specs for Pixel Gun 3D on PC. Now both, whether it's minimum or recommended, you require Windows 10 or 11 as the operating system. It's the only thing that will be supported. There is no Mac support or anything like that, or no Linux as of right now. As for the processors, Intel Core i5 4th Gen is recommended, and that released in like 2014. And the minimum is an Intel Core i5-23110, released in 2012. The memory recommended is 6 gigabytes of RAM, but it will work on 4 gigabytes of RAM. As for the recommended graphics card, that is a GeForce GTX 600 series or equivalent or higher. That released in 2012. Meanwhile, the GeForce GTS 450, which is the minimum, that was released in 2010. So you guys can see here that the requirements to play Pixel Gun 3D PC are very, very low. And I think most, if not all of you guys, will be able to play this, as long as you don't have a complete potato. Map rotation. Sakura and apricot trees are about to bloom, which means it's time to switch free play and battle royale maps to the summer setting. Naturally, spring cleaning has affected the main modes as well. In Teamfight, the maps, Toy Factory, and Ants Life are going on vacation. In their place, we have added Ghost Town. By your numerous requests, Silent School is back. A small reshuffle has also affected the Deathmatch mode, the Ice Palace, and the North Pole giveaway to Slender Forest and Chinatown finally. In other modes, everything remains unchanged. Hallelujah! Silent School has returned. Ghost Town has returned. They've got rid of all the Christmas/winter-themed maps. Not happy that they got rid of Ice Palace, though. Apparently, they got rid of that in Deathmatch. It's made way for Slender Forest and Chinatown. Bro, you literally just brought back Ice Palace. And the map has been booming. We had it for one update, bro. Really? I'm sad about that one. I don't class Ice Palace as a Christmas-themed map. Maybe it's just me. Here are all the bug fixes that have been introduced. Feel free to pause the video if you're interested in reading them. So there we have it, guys. That is all the information about what's coming next for Pixel Gun 3D. It's not all going to be available in the next update, but it's going to be progressively released over, I imagine, the next 2 or 3 updates. Like I said, the PC version is very, very close. Have a wonderful day.